Welcome to episode 7 with The Hidden Medium. If you haven't listened to episode 6 yet, you need to go check it out because it's a fun one. It's where I ambush a family member and save a family heirloom. I will warn you that during the editing of that episode, I dove into a lot of personal medium experiences. I hope that doesn't make the episode too hard to follow. If it does, let me know. I am new at this and I'm still learning, so if at any time you're like, quit rambling, lady, just let me know. I'll put a link to it at the end of this video. And while you're there, be sure to also hit that subscribe button to take advantage of all the special perks reserved for my subscribers, like free readings and exclusive access to any live events I do. So with that, let's dive into today's episode. How did this lamp turn on by itself? These are the text messages I receive from my friends who know my secret and they understand I love to help answer these questions. A while back, a friend asked me if her late grandpa is ever around her and watching over her. I asked to see a picture of him. Unbeknownst to her, I did sense an elderly man around. However, upon seeing the picture, I knew it wasn't the same old man. I was not sure who the other man was, but since I didn't get a malicious vibe from him, I just let it go. You'll have to wait for that log. She explained that she routinely asks her grandpa to give her a sign to let her know he is around, but she never got anything. A few days later, she sent me this picture and informed me that the lamp on her nightstand went on all by itself. Now, since I know she uses timers for her lamps, I asked if that's one of them. I did add a smiley winky face since I know she's not absent-minded and it was a ridiculous question to ask. She explained that since she is not an idiot, I can rest assured there's no timer on that lamp. So I went to work to see if there were any messages that this picture had to reveal. I stared at the picture and it didn't take long for me to start receiving information. It was finally Grandpa reaching out. Evidently, Grandpa has been around but was unsure how to give her a sign without scaring her. However, once he was aware she had a friend with a special gift that I have, he turned the light on and events unfolded. She snapped a picture, sent it my way, and I delivered the message. She was comforted in knowing he is around, and the three of us brainstormed on how exactly he could remind her in times that she needed it most. Then I had a vision of a man walking down a road whistling. When I explained that to my friend, she smiled and said her grandpa was always whistling. And there you have it. A vision that made absolutely no sense to me was the perfect connection that he had to make so that the connection could be made between grandpa and granddaughter. I explained that every time she hears someone whistling, she needs to understand that grandpa is near. Whether it's a man on the street or a character on TV, that's their special way of communicating. So now the question is, do all past loved ones visit us? Yeah, how I wish I could answer this with absolute certainty. I do believe they watch over us. They visit us when the time is right. You may feel like you are ready and you want them to visit, but spirits know better than we do when the time is right. I always remind people to keep their minds open to receive messages and make yourself aware of not just sounds, but also smells or nature acting out a character, like a bird that is staring at you or owls that dive bomb you. FYI, owls dive bombing. This happens to me all the time. So I'm just throwing it out there because maybe it happens to someone else out there and I'm not alone on that fact because people laugh all the time that I get dive bombed by owls. So think of the person you want to hear from and remember something about them, perhaps something you enjoyed doing together. My grandpa and I would walk every morning when I had a sleepover at his house, and we would collect the change we found on our path. Every time I see a penny on the ground, I think of Grandpa and I say hello. Also, if it's on tails, I will flip it over and put it on heads because the heads penny is the lucky one. So that way the next person can have the good luck. That's just an aside. back to the story. A big upset people will experience is when a loved one goes to someone else before them. Please do not ever take this as they loved you more, or beat yourself up with, why didn't they come to me? When you enter the spirit world, you become aware of human emotions and understand the trauma or sadness your presence could bring to someone. Sometimes you need a message, but you are not emotionally ready to get that message directly from sender. I kind of believe that's why people like myself are placed on this earth. If you have been listening to my other vlogs, you will know my grandma always says, God uses us all as his angels on earth. So whether you hold the door for someone or help push a broken car off the road or explain to a friend that you can speak to loved ones, we're all God's angels. FYI, the two examples I used first were significantly easier than the last one. It's really not easy telling people that, you talk to spirits. So in closing, don't be afraid to talk to your loved ones. They probably are around, they probably are listening, and they probably don't know how to approach without startling you or making you worried or concerned. Do remember your connection with that person, or maybe a special connection you had with that person, and know that they might leave a subtle sign around, and just smile and acknowledge their presence. And again, don't ever get upset if your loved one goes to someone else first. Sometimes the less emotional, the easier it is to receive a message. It's why it's easier for me to receive messages from strangers. I don't have that emotional attachment, so it's easier for me in the human realm to relate these messages. That's our lesson for today, our reading for today. So, thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. If you loved this episode, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and feel free to share with friends to help my channel grow. If you have a picture you would like to submit to me, you can email me at thehiddenmedium@gmail.com. And remember, subscribers always get free readings, and they are my top priority. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks, and have a blessed day.